Hey there, it's Viviana or Viv, depending on who you are. So today I'm going to talk about the equipment that I use to record YouTube videos, Instagram Reels, TikToks. I'm going to also talk about, that's in, like audio, I'm also going to include that. I'm also going to talk about editing software programs, so lots to talk about. I'm not going to show you how to use any of this stuff because that will be like a 20-part series. So I got a question, someone left a comment on one of my videos, hey, can you do a video about what equipment you use for filming YouTube videos and programs you use to edit, and I would love to help. This is actually a question that I get a lot from photographers, but I just need to mention something, my friends. I learned video like back in 2017, 18, because of weightlifting photography. I was offering video packages. I had to learn really quickly how to edit videos. I hired a tutor. The best way to describe it, because I didn't know anything. I just like, oh my God, I was so stressed out. And I looked up the guy because he has, like, I'm going to leave all his information in the video description, but I always see his videos pop up on YouTube because he offers all these free resources. I think he's incredible, but I looked up on his website and he offers courses and he still offers that one-to-one help. So if you're very serious about getting into video and you just need someone to help you and YouTube videos are not it, I recommend checking him out. So his name is Matt Johnson. He was just so helpful, and he helped me with the basic knowledge of like exporting a video. Like, and I didn't feel stupid asking him all the questions that I had. So anyway, there was definitely a learning curve with learning the editing software program, which I use Adobe Premiere. All right, so let's talk about the equipment that I use first. Let's talk about that. I use the camera that I take photos with. This is the R6. This video is being recorded on the R6 Mark II. Audio, I use the Wireless Pro from Rode. It's a whole kit. You do not need to get this. So I just invested in this a few months ago. Prior to this, I was using the shotgun mic from Rode. It's like the microphone that sits right on top of your camera. I used that for the longest time and it was fine. It worked. The reason I mention that is because this system here is $399 before tax, but it's amazing. It comes with two lavalier mics, a little magnet to clip on, you know, the little mic here. There's two transmitters. There's the wind muff. I just love this whole system. I like that this is the charging case. Let me just really zero in here so you could see. I love this. I love this so much. I can use this with my phone. I plug this in. I can use it with my phone, podcast episodes, conference calls, Zoom call, my camera. I love this. $399 before tax. All right. So that covers equipment. Let's talk about editing software programs. So I use Adobe Premiere. I think it's an overkill for doing vlogging. I mean, honestly, the audio is probably overkill too, but the reason I use Adobe Premiere is because that's how I learned to edit. So when I went onto YouTube to learn about editing, that's what I saw all over the place. Like, oh, everyone's using Adobe Premiere. I guess I have to get it. My issue with Adobe Premiere is that it's expensive and it's a subscription, a yearly subscription or monthly. And depending if you get like the bundle, like Lightroom, Photoshop, because they offer like a bundle discount, but it's still, I don't know, it's like $270 a year. It's expensive, and it frustrates me that that it's a subscription. Final Cut Pro is a great option. I wish that I properly learned Final Cut Pro. I mean, I could still learn. I actually purchased it over the summer and I gave up on it because it felt too clunky. But I think it's fantastic, especially if you're just kind of doing this. And it's a one-time purchase. No subscription, no subscription. And lastly, I've heard of another great editing program. It's called Davinci Resolve. From my understanding, they offer like a free version. I'm assuming for like stuff like this, for just like basic vlogging. I recommend checking that out as well. Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro, Davinci Resolve. Whatever you decide to use, learn it A through Z and give yourself time to learn it. It's a little frustrating at first, because especially if you're a photographer, because you're used to the way that Lightroom kind of flows, and you have to start from scratch when learning video. But you can do, if I can do it, you can do it. And just a couple of things before I go, reality of creating videos, just so you're not surprised the way that I was. the amount of storage that you will need. And the editing part, like once you learn whatever editing program, that part's easy. For me, what I have found that's been most difficult with creating videos is the recording, like this piece here. The amount of bloopers and the amount of times I've had to stop. My mouth is so dry. About the equipment that I use to stop because ADHD. I don't know. My brain is like all over the place. I get embarrassed and I'm home alone. My friends, I'm home alone. Why am I embarrassed? Why? There's no one here. There's no one here. I trip up on my words. I'm like, I can't even. It takes me so long and I get frustrated. But I think once I get back into recording videos, it will be a little easier. I want to get to the point where I'm outside with my camera. Like, what's up? No. Anyway, oh, and the last thing, I almost forgot to mention a tripod. So this camera right now is sitting on a tripod. Do you need it? No, for the longest time, my camera was sitting on a box. Like I would just like have a little table and then stack up some boxes, made sure my camera was secure, and then that was it. All right, that's what I have for you today. I hope that you found this helpful. Get out there, be a kind human being. Get out there and create, is what I was gonna say. Be a kind human being. And don't forget to take your vitamins. Okay, bye.